Hello guys, this is Gideon Forex Academy. Welcome back to this channel. So consider subscribing to this channel and also consider liking this video so that it will reach out to many other interested Forex traders. For those who are coming into the Forex market for the first time and are looking to learn how to trade the Forex market, you are in the right place. Gideon Forex Academy will provide free content on here. All right, in exchange for your viewership and also your likes and also your subscription, we give it free of charge here so that you can also learn how to trade the Forex market profitably and to change your life. So it's the 2nd of March 2025 and we are going to do a weekly forecast of some of those major pairs and major currencies that are going to be affected this coming week. This is one of a kind of a week that is going to be full of high impact news. There's a lot of high impact news this week, almost every day. And I'm going to be showing you how you can also minimize a risk in this week, because if there is high impact news, there is also an increased risk of losing money in the market and also increased potential of making a lot of money, because the markets are very volatile. The market is very volatile during this period of time. So, and also geopolitics that is under fundamentals is really moving the market, especially what's happening in the US with President Trump threatening tariffs on allies and all of that geopolitics and fundamentals coming from the US, especially in regards to the Ukraine-Russia war. It's also affecting the market, and you can see all of this unfolding, and the charts can show us exactly what is going on around the world. So let's begin with Euro USD. As you can see here on the chart, on a 4-hour chart, you can see that the previous analysis was great. As you can see here that previously the Euro US dollar was actually rising. All right, it was in an uptrend, but then when the price got up here, it faced a resistance up here even after breaking out. So this was a fake out. Some people lost money up here. This was a fake out here, because after breaking above this here, we anticipated that the price would actually rise, but the US dollar got stronger. Okay, the US dollar got stronger, and then there was that move to the downside. Okay, for what happens most likely during the news here, there's going to be unemployment claims this week. So we hope to see the US dollar strengthening even more. If the US dollar strengthens, if the news comes out positive for the dollar, and positive for the dollar, that means if the US dollar strengthens, all right, we hope to see a downward momentum for Euro USD, and continuing the sales even to these other positions here, which we anticipated down right there. So this is on a 4-hour chart. You can take a screenshot of this and study and do your own technical analysis on your chart and see how the week goes. But we are anticipating sales should the US dollar continue strengthening against the euro. That's what we are looking at. And the same thing applies to every other currency pair where the US dollar is the quote currency. You will see that deep down, okay, and the price dropping. All right, okay, so you are anticipating sales should the US dollar strengthen. Okay, so we do not know exactly what might happen, but this is what I anticipate. This is what I project. If the US dollar gets stronger, all right, we anticipate sales for Euro USD come this week. All right, that the same thing applies to JBP USD. Okay, also when we go to JBP USD, we see the same thing. So we can see here, this is JBP this JBP USD, also a major pair. We also anticipating sales here. Should the US dollar strengthening, we are expecting the GBP USD to drop to this support level of the channel. Okay, and if it breaks that channel and goes below, we are anticipating something like that to these lows here. Okay, we probably would have a target around this point, and the next target around here, and another target just around there. All right, so we are looking at also JBP USD dropping. That is if the US dollar strengthens. But there is also a possibility of the US dollar weakening a little bit, causing this pair to rise, okay, in value. It could rise, bounce off of here, okay, and rise to the upside to this point. All right, so that is also a possibility to look out for. All right, so you can look at this channel. It has really been rising. Okay, so we are anticipating a breakout of this. If the price breaks below this point, you are looking at selling this GBP USD all the way to the downside as the dollar strengthens or as the dollar rises in value. Okay, so that is GBP USD. Okay, but you have to watch out for the news, guys. You have to watch out for the news. If the new news come out positive for the US dollar, best be sure that the this GBP USD and Euro USD are going to tank. They are going to fall in value, because that's what happens when the US dollar is the quote currency. What I mean by the quote currency is, for example, for those who are new, if you have, let's say, GBP USD, all right, I'll make that GBP USD, all right, I'll make that bigger so that you can see. So you see this pair here, GBP USD. So this is the best currency, and that is the quote currency, all right, of this pair. So here the dollar is the quote currency in this pair. The same applies to if it is Euro USD. USD is the quote currency. Okay, so if the quote currency gets stronger, this whole asset, okay, the price of this whole asset begins to drop. All right, so this is what we are anticipating. Should the US dollar become stronger as the quote currency, this asset pair will drop in value coming next week. That's what we are anticipating. I'm not saying it's exactly what's going to happen, but it's possible that the US dollar is going to strengthen, and that will drop the value of this particular asset pair, including Euro USD also. All right, and wherever the US dollar is the quote currency, that pair is most likely to drop. I'm only analyzing a few as a sample. All right, so like in this case here, in the case of US CAD, the US dollar here, as you can see, is the best currency. So let's say next week the news comes out positive for the dollar, and the dollar appreciates in value or gets stronger. Once the dollar strengthens and it is the best currency, in this case US dollar against the Canadian dollar, you find that it will rise in value. It will be the opposite. It will rise in value because the US dollar is the best currency in this case. So we are anticipating buys. All right, so watch out for US CAD around this point here. Okay, around this area we are looking at buying US CAD next week. Should the dollar become stronger, watch out. Should the dollar become stronger, we are looking at buying US CAD. All right, and you can hold it as long as possible to all the way to these highs over here. So I want to change this to green so that you can be able, or to green so that you can be able to see all the way up here. All right, so these are the levels that we are looking at to see. It could also drop fast to this level before rising. Okay, so this is a possibility also for US CAD. So watch out, guys. Take these screenshots and also do your own study. Okay, the same applies to USD JPY. So there is going to be news also, some talk. Bank of Japan, there is going to be some news over there, some news coming out. So watch out during the week for JPY and USD JPY. Any pair with Japanese yen, there's going to be some announcements or some news that will affect the Japanese yen. So watch out for that. As for now, on a 4-hour time frame, we can see that USD JPY is actually a bearish, and we are looking at that. So we are looking at this point here to sell this pair. But you see, what might happen is a change of character around this area. Okay, so if the pair breaks out of this zone here, okay, so we'll be anticipating to buy USD JPY. Should the US dollar become stronger, we are looking at buying, okay, the USD JPY all the way to the upside. Okay, because there will be a change of character if the price breaks this point here. Okay, should the price break above this point here, there will be a change of character, showing that the USD JPY's pair is actually rising in value. Why? If the US dollar actually becomes stronger next week, we are looking at this, because this is also a bounce off. It's like a head and shoulder pattern down here. Okay, there is probably like a head and shoulder pattern forming down here on a 4-hour time frame. So we are looking at that head and shoulder also forming right here. Okay, and the neckline this is the neckline right here. Okay, so if that neckline is broken, we are also looking at buys all the way to the upside. So this head and shoulder is also the same as what had happened before here. You can see another head and shoulders had happened previously around this area. Okay, you can see this also. So we are looking at history to anticipate what might happen also with this. So the same thing happened here. What happened in history here around December last year is happening right here. So this is a strong support level. So we are anticipating also those buys to the upside. Why? Because we are looking at US dollar becoming stronger. So this is USD JPY. Watch out for buys, possible buys, guys. Okay, USD JPY. These are possible buys in the come next week. So watch out for that, and also watch out for the Japanese Bank of Japan, BOJ. There are going to be some announcements that might affect that market. All right, so let's move on to our next pair. This would be the last one, then we go to gold. So we can look at NZD JPY, NZD USD. This is one of my favorite, moves very well. Okay, so the NZD USD, all right, this is the NZD USD. Okay, this is most likely also, this is going to be dropping. Okay, most likely going to be dropping. I'm just anticipating or speculating. I'm not saying it's exactly what's going to happen, but as you can see, this rising channel, last week it did as well. It broke out of this here. Okay, and all the way down we were buying, and all the way down we were selling, because there was that break below, a slight retest there with that blue candle, and then we saw all the way down. Why? Because the US dollar as the quote currency in this pair, okay, it's the quote currency in this pair, became stronger against the New Zealand, the New Zealand currency. So that's the drop that we see here. All right, so guys, we are anticipating more sales, possibly all the way down to this point. Okay, from here we are anticipating sales all the way down to this point, should the dollar become stronger. But there's a possibility also of this rising, okay, to retest these levels. Okay, so be very careful. So we are looking at that drop all the way down here before we see a bounce back up or something like that. So watch out for sales to continue this all the way down here. Okay, there's going to be probably some retest before we can see that possible drop to this level. Okay, guys, watch out for that. All right, so, and also we are looking at gold. Gold has been a roller coaster. Okay, gold has really been a roller coaster, but because it has been dropping, it rose, made history with the highest price of $2,956 an ounce of gold, but then it dropped back to 2,834 thereabout. All right, and now what we are looking at is a possible rise. You can see on a 4-hour time frame, you can see two bullish candles showing a bullish momentum to the upside. But this device, this is more like against our own technical analysis. Should the US dollar become stronger, we will see another drop of gold all the way to the downside. But gold is always appreciating, will always rise back in value. Okay, it's a safe haven for and also a hedge against inflation. So people will always buy gold on the dip, and that will as it falls, people are still buying gold. That's why you see that gold can bounce back up even when there is an increase in value of the US dollar. Sometimes you'll see that gold is very resilient. It keeps coming back and rising up in value. Why? Because even as gold is falling in value, people take it as a safe haven and they continue buying gold. Gold will always again bounce back up in value. All right, so the US dollar became really strong last week. That's why you see this drop with gold all the way from that point to that point, okay? But we are anticipating it to rise probably to this level and drop back a little bit and dance around there. But watch out for gold, okay? Right now we see the price at this point, okay? It could drop back to 2,811 thereabout, but let's wait and see what happens to the US dollar, okay? If the US dollar becomes stronger, we expect on lower time frames like 1 hour, 2 hours, a significant drop in gold price, all right? But if the US dollar is not so much affected and it's not really, weakened or strengthened that much, you will see that gold will rise, all right? Back to about 2,900 there about, all right, come next week. So if you are holding long term, you can buy gold right now. If you have that large sum of money to accommodate the fluctuations in price, you can actually buy and hold gold long term because it's going to be rising again. I believe it will hit 3,000 before the year ends. So for those who are buying long term, you can actually buy and hold gold long term. So that's what I can say in this video. And I'm going to be showing you also Forex Factory, where I watch out for my fundamentals. All right. So guys, as you can see here, the whole week there's going to be high impact and medium high impact news. Okay. So the orange here represents medium impact and the red represents high impact news. This is Forex Factory. This is where I like to see what's happening regarding news, high impact news and low impact news, medium impact news. All right, so for me, I apply the filter and it shows me only medium and high impact news. So you can see pretty much the whole week. Monday you can see. Tomorrow there is going to be ISM manufacturing PMI, news around 6 p.m. And now I'm talking about East African time. All right. So you have to watch out for that. It's affecting the US dollar. And on Tuesday and also tomorrow, which is Monday, it's going to be also the euro. The euro is also going to be affected. There's core CPI. So you should watch out for that. Always check your news before you take trade to see if your particular pair or asset you are trading is going to be affected by the news. And on Tuesday, that is March 4th, there is also going to be some Bank of Japan, as I told you, there is some, the governor is going to be speaking. So that will affect the Japanese yen also. We don't know what will happen. So you have to watch out for that and see what is there. The Australian dollar is also going to be affected, monetary policy. Okay, there's going to be some minutes, retail sales and all of that stuff. And then on Wednesday we have CPI, okay, also affecting affecting the Swiss franc, and we have also the GDP news on the Australian dollar, and non-farm payrolls, non-farm employment change in the US for 4:15 p.m. that is East African time, and 6 p.m. we have high impact news affecting the US dollar and all of that. That is Wednesday. And then on Thursday we still have high impact news affecting the euro all day, and also because there is a Euro summit, okay, there is a summit that will affect the euro also, okay, and also that there is monetary policy statement and unemployment claims, all right, in the US that is going to be affecting the market on Thursday. That's crazy. And on Friday, of course, every first Friday of every month, that is on 7th, we have non-farm employment change, all right. NFP, as you know, is going to be affecting the market like crazy. So the whole of this week is going to be affecting the euro, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, the Japanese yen. So if you are trading those pairs, okay, which have those currencies, so you have to take care, all right, and make your judgment. You might be in and out of the trade so quickly to avoid trading during the news, because it might affect your position, all right, and reduce your risk as much as possible this week to protect your capital. Until next time, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel, like this video so that it will reach out to many other Forex traders. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye bye.